When people say like, okay, sustainable products are too expensive, right? Like, can you maybe like tell us a little bit about your findings there and why? What are your opinions towards this? You know, like.
Yes, sustainable, innovative products versus the cost. Yeah, it's unfortunately at the moment we're still there. So because it's not surprising. Any new product, any new innovation has a lead time until it really becomes so commonplace that you start making profit. So the initial cost is always high, and it's the same thing we find in the materials industry as well. And it's a little more complicated because the materials that we deal with are specialty materials. So they're not like steel, of which you buy tons and tons and tons, and it's everywhere. Our materials are everywhere, but they're in small quantities. So you may find them in an automobile in the brake pad. You may find something in a seat, and you may find it a little bit everywhere. So you have to really the how do I say, the cost is high because it's a specialty material, and we have to put in a lot of resources, time, R&D to really develop these innovative solutions. So at the moment, it's still a challenge. The cost is high, and there's also a bit of a we're at a crossroads now, sort of a transition. So we have to make our production cleaner. It's a no-brainer. We have to do it. We want to do it. But as long as we're still tied to the costs, we have to face increasing costs for renewable energy. I won't say increasing; they're still high. But now we're at a point where fossil fuels are also high. So everything is high. But let's leave that aside. That fossil fuels are also high. It's a temporary thing, hopefully. But we have to keep in mind our production costs. We have to keep in mind R&D, and the fact that we have to find customers who are ready to use these innovative solutions, and then see what happens also in the product itself. It's a long lead time. You have to know, is it really making a difference in the use phase? Can I really think over the whole life cycle? Is it bringing any benefit, or is it not really bringing any benefit? So you have a lot of time involved in actually seeing the impact of your solutions, but also the high production cost. So at the moment, we're still stuck there. And when last year I was, not last year, this year I was at the JC in Paris, and it's the same story, especially when it comes to sustainable composites or more bio composites. Everybody wants a nice shiny product which claims to have a lower footprint, but are they ready to pay for it? No. And all suppliers, all manufacturers had the same story, and they're kind of disillusioned because they find that their customers are not ready to pay this premium for a new product. So, where is the problem? I know, but how do you solve it? I don't know, Jay. Any ideas?
I have a solution. Yes, yes. Because you described very beautiful the issue that every step in the supply chain only sees itself. So, of course, if you have each of these people who is telling you, it's so expensive for me, it's so expensive for me, it's so expensive for me, you will not pay, you will not pay, you will not pay. We will simply be stuck. And the solution is here, what we've already discussed before, is this co-creation, is this communication, collaboration, cooperation. So if you would have this one data pool where you can push your public available or not the secret source. If, let's say, across the whole value chain, everyone who is participating sees not just his own part, but as well the other parts, they can together optimize everything. Maybe the end OEM, the end industry, does not really need, they can skip this and that. You can share all of these expenses, for example. For this, you would need a new approach that is called cross-innovation, which is not open innovation. All these different parties, all these different industries have to talk with each other. So that right now, that you are not alone with this whole development, with setting up everything and learning from your perspective. But as soon you get access to information, what happens afterwards, you can optimize it on your end. The others can optimize as well. So in average, it becomes cheaper or more affordable. Especially in the German industry, many players live this need to know principle. So you, as part of the supply chain, get only the information, the small piece of information that you need for your job. But you need far more information to be of value. So in fact, the industry is behaving in some kind of, say, self-destructive way by keeping away informations, not sharing informations. It's, come on, like the NSA or CIA. If you are just telling this one small piece, you are blurring around and the outcome is different than how it should be. So cross-innovation is crucial for the future.